Yep, sorry.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We'll give just a moment to clear the waiting room. Good morning. This is the voting hearing of the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, January 9th, 2025. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional testimony accepted this morning. Begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Item number 1, LCTB Fort Point LLC, doing business as Lolita Cocina and Tequila Bar, located at 253 Summer Street. Date of the incident, July 3rd, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Thanks, Danny. I think the management took all of the appropriate steps in a situation like this, and I didn't see any violation.
I saw it the same way.
No violation. Item number 2, Young Sun Inc., doing business as Liberty Diner, located at 1003 Massachusetts Ave in Roxbury. Date of the incident, August 17th, 2024. Assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, a knife, patron on patron, on premise, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A.
I know Commissioner Curran asked for additional video. We're waiting for confirmation from the detective that additional video is available, so I would move to defer our vote on this until we have more information.
Sounds good.
Vote will be deferred until there's an answer about the availability of additional video. Item number 3, the Wild Rovers Incorporated, doing business as the Wild Rover, located at 63 Chatham Street. Date of the incident, August 7th, 2024. Assault and battery, patron versus staff, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I didn't see any violation on the part of the licensee.
Without testimony of the alleged victim, I didn't see a violation, but it's not to say that I wasn't concerned. I think this is a correspondence of de-escalation might be in order.
Sure, I support that.
I think that makes sense, yeah.
No violation. Correspondence from the board regarding de-escalation. Item number 4, the Wild Rovers Incorporated, doing business as the Wild Rover, located at 63 Chatham Street. Date of the incident, September 29th, 2024. Persons under 21 on premise in possession of alcohol, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A, and expired ISD certificate posted in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.02B.
Thanks. Excuse me. Video was shared with us. I was persuaded by the narrative that they sat at a table that already had cups there. I didn't see them in possession of any alcohol. I am convinced that they were under 21, so questions remain as to how they got into the bar with the fake IDs, but they were written up for person under 21 in possession, and I didn't see a violation for that.
Yeah, I think they kind of just skated right under the line there, so I couldn't find a violation. But do we do correspondence here or anything?
I think we should, because it wasn't clear when they ID or what their policy was.
Maybe just to make sure that the correspondence states that, the table should be cleared often enough so that this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
Right. Table should be cleared and the importance of IDing at the door. Right. So no violation. Correspondence from board. Item number 5, Mitsos LLC, doing business as Crassi and Hecate, located at 48 Gloucester Street. Date of the incident, August 3rd, 2024. Blocked fire exit, kitchen equipment and curtain, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.06A.
I do see a violation. They did seem to take it seriously once it was brought to their attention. My vote would be for a written warning.
I agree.
Yep, I agree.
Violation with a warning. Item number 6, Massachusetts Sports Service, Inc., doing business as the TD Garden, located at 100 Legends Way. Date of the incident, October 14th, 2024. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise with a fake ID in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A.
I did not see a violation here. We've worked closely with this licensee. I think there was a pass off, but they weren't written up for that. I just couldn't get to a violation based upon the testimony and the facts that were presented to us.
Yeah, I think in this instance, they were doing everything that we asked of them, so I saw no violation as well.
No violation. And items 7 and 8 were informational hearings. The licensees are Athenian Enterprise, Inc., doing business as Stashes, located at 612 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester, and Papantoniadis Pizza, Inc., doing business as Bell Ave Pizza, located at 330 Belgrade Ave in Roslindale. The two share common ownership. These were informational hearings regarding the ownership and beneficial interest in the licensee entity and the filing of the licensee's annual renewal pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9, and the board's Rule 1.15A6.
Thank you. We received supplemental information following the hearing and between that and the testimony at the hearing. Well, first, let me say we wanted this licensee to come before us because there was questions and concerns about their business practices that led to some very serious accusations and their charges in the court system. As chair of the board, I was concerned that the owner was still profiting from these licenses, and we have the ability to revoke a license in a situation should someone have a conviction like he has. Based upon the testimony and the follow-up information, it's clear to me that at both locations, they're actively working to sell the businesses, one to the current manager, and right now one is in the name of the wife, but the information that was shared is that she's in the process of looking for a new buyer. They have very significant small business loans attached to both businesses in Dorchester and in Roslindale. And having this license in place, I think, is key to those sales going through and those very large debts being paid off to the Small Business Association. So I don't see any further action in my opinion, but I would like to be kept abreast of when the sales go through so that the board is aware that the loans have been paid off appropriately and the business is moving forward in a way that we're comfortable with.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, the defendant, as far as I know, has been divested from the business, so that's kind of step one. My only concern remaining from this informational hearing is when the proposed buyer, who was the one who signed the wage theft statement, he'll be coming before us. I mean, that action just gives me pause to hear that he's going to be the buyer and therefore the beneficial interest holder. So I don't want to forget that for when it does come before us because for the transfer.
Yes.
I think he should maybe be ready to answer to that action when it does, if and when it does come before us. And so that was my only concern.
Danny, you're on mute too.
Thank you. Commissioner Saxon, we couldn't hear you.
Oh, now she's on mute.
I was just saying that I agree because I had that same concern. So whether it's a conversation or, you know, in a hearing setting or just between you guys, I would agree.
Sure. So Commissioner Curran, normally for a CV license at a previous license location, that wouldn't necessarily trigger a hearing. It sounds like the board is saying in these cases for transfers of these licenses, you would like that to come to a transactional hearing.
Yeah, I mean, like Commissioner Saxon said, it could be in a hearing setting or just correspondence.
Okay.
Basically, it gives me pause that this person is, adequately aware of, the legalities of running a business, kind of, so
Signing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's gonna buy this business and they're telling us that he signed it, but didn't know what he was signing or something. I mean, that seemed to be so. Whether it's off the record and just by correspondence, or if we want to have a hearing, I think one way or the other, I think we should address it.
And then on either of these, are there any further submissions that the board would like to see from these licensees pertaining to either of the sales?
I would like some sort of notice of when the sale is going through.
No action taken at this time. The board would like to be apprised of the timeline of both sales, and we will notify the manager of the Dorchester location of his responsibilities of signing the annual renewal, whether during a hearing or in correspondence. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, December 11th, 2020. Sorry, that is incorrect. The transactional hearing was yesterday, Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Item number 1, Prime Yogurtist Inc. doing business as Hey I Am Yogos, located at 147 Brighton Ave in Alston. Manager Pan Wang, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
Great.
Item number 2, Fazirid LLC doing business as Turkish Lazuri Cafe, located at 1 North Beacon Street in Alston. Manager Rifat Kanka, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Great.
Item 3, BJM Group LLC doing business as El Jefe's Taqueria of Kenmore Square, located at 533 Commonwealth Ave. Manager John Shaw, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 3 a.m.
I have a few comments about this application before us. First, I want to say the applicant did a great job reaching out to the community, getting input and feedback. I also want to say that yes, I do believe that they're a good operator in the city and they have several other locations, but we have to look at every location individually. I understand that they're going to be operating the same as they are over in other parts of the city. However, every location brings its own unique circumstances and situations. It seems to me that there is a lot of support for an earlier closing, and it has been our practice to ask businesses to start with an earlier closing and to build a track record with the neighbors and with the city, and then from there we could expand it. So my vote would be for a 2 a.m. closing of the licensed premise. On the patio, my vote would be for service to end at 11:30 and all patrons off by midnight. I think that is reasonable. I think that's consistent with other establishments in that area, and there's a lot of support for that.
I agree across the board. Nothing to add.
I agree as well.
Danny, you're on mute.
Thank you. So granted with an indoor closing hour of 2 a.m. and a patio closing hour of 11:30 p.m. with patrons off the patio by midnight. Item number 4, KCL Boston LLC doing business as F1 Arcade, located at 81 to 91 Pier 4 Boulevard, has petitioned to change the corporate name to Raceway Boston LLC.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
Great.
Item number 5, Poseidon Enterprises Inc. doing business as the Barking Crab has petitioned for a change of officers directors.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
Item number 6, Zaz Restaurant and Catering Corporation, located at 1238 River Street in Hyde Park, has petitioned to change the closing hour to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 7, 121 Seaport Boulevard LLC, doing business as Museum of Ice Cream, located at 121 Seaport Boulevard, has petitioned to change the classification of its license to a wine, small beverages, and liqueurs license.
I vote to approve the change of classification. I'd also like to note that they've requested that the neighbors have requested that there be no valet parking here. Could we put that on the license as a condition?
Absolutely.
I agree.
I agree.
Great. Granted the change of classification and adding a condition that there shall be no valet parking. Item number 8, Brothers Super Liquors Inc., located at 740 to 742 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester, has petitioned to transfer the license to 740 Blue Hill Inc., doing business as Brothers Wine and Spirits at the same location. Mital Patel, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour, and has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company.
I vote to approve the transfer, Mr. Patel as manager of record, and the pledge.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 9, Lansdowne Boston Restaurant LLC, doing business as House of Blues, located at 15 to 41 Lansdowne Street, has petitioned to transfer the license to Aramark Sports and Entertainment Services LLC, doing business as House of Blues at the same location. Derek Swartz, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour.
I vote to approve the transfer and to approve Mr. Swartz as manager of record.
I agree.
Item 10, KBG Inc., doing business as Kelleher's Bar and Grill, located at 1410 to 1420 Center Street in Roslindale, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to Flick International Corp., doing business as Flick, located at 200 Clarendon Street in Boston, with Corey Templehoff as manager and a 12 a.m. closing hour. Has petitioned to pledge the license to BPTRS Services LLC, and has petitioned to change the type of license to a club license.
I vote to approve all the changes as requested.
I do as well.
Agree.
Item 11 had already been heard by the board, was on the agenda only to correct a legal defect in the ad. Item 12, Boston Lodge, number 10, Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks, 1 Memorial Street in West Roxbury, has applied for a club alcoholic beverages license. Manager George Cahias, closing hour 2 a.m.
So this is a cleanup of some officers and directors that needed to be done. I vote to approve the requested changes and Mr. Cahias as manager of record. In essence, this is a late renewal.
I agree.
Items 13 through 17 are all new license applications, actually in item number 11 as well. Chairman Joyce, will we be voting on these today, or do you want to defer as we have with the others previously?
I'd like to defer until we hear all the applications that met the December 6th deadline.
Items 11 and 13 through 17 will be deferred. Non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Item 1, Clover Fast Food Inc., doing business as Clover Fast Food Inc., located at 360 Longwood Ave. Manager Jasper Hoitzma, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 2, Finn's Fusion Cuisine LLC, located at 1187 to 1195 Blue Hill Ave in Mattapan. Manager Jason John Finn, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 3, Goncalves and Demora Inc., doing business as The Monkey Bar, located at 200 Faneuil Hall Marketplace. Manager Adrian Costa, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 4, NR Group 2 LLC, doing business as Quench Juice Cafe, located at 667B VFW Parkway in Chestnut Hill. Manager Rosa Fernandez Barbosa da Silva, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 5, Selly Group 2 LLC, doing business as McDonald's Bus Terminal, located at 700 Atlantic Ave. This is within South Station. Manager Dimas Hernandez, closing time 24 hours. This has been a 24-hour operation since 2015.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 6, Bertucci's Restaurants LLC, doing business as Bertucci's Pronto, located at 18 Tremont Street. Manager Joseph Enos, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 7, Cafe Nero Americas Inc., doing business as Cafe Nero, located at 443 Boylston Street. Manager Angela Gonthier, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular licenses. Item number 1, Sodexo Operations LLC, doing business as Sodexo at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, located at 450 Brookline Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Edward Rush Jr.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 2, Children's Hospital Boston, located at 300 Longwood Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Mohammed Boukarouche.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
Item 3, Shisha Lounge LLC, located at 417 Cambridge Street in Alston, has petitioned to change the manager to Bilal Shifa.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 4, Fresh Food Generation LLC, doing business as Fresh Food Generation, has petitioned to alter the license premise. This is a cleanup of the numbers from new certificates and construction that they've done to 18 seats indoors and 12 seats outdoors.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 5, Boston Chinatown Plaza, Inc., doing business as Avana Marketplace, located at 42 Beach Street, has petitioned to update the capacity to 6 seats.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 6, Clover Fast Food, Inc., doing business as Clover Food Lab, has petitioned to change the Officer Director LLC manager to Julia Rinn as CEO. Petition to change the ownership interest to Clover Fast Food, Inc. as 100% shareholder. There are a number of shareholders involved in this corporation. And to change the manager to Anna Losada. This is a cleanup of the license following bankruptcy proceedings.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 7, Thazia LLC, located at 21 Dry Dock Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Nakan Romroyang Tanapal.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 8, Ego Ventures LLC, doing business as Oliveira's Express, located at 204 Cambridge Street, has petitioned to change the operating hours to 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. This is allowing them to open 2 hours earlier.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
And item number 9, Al Abrar Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Allspice Restaurant, located at 805 Harrison Ave in Roxbury, has petitioned to change the DBA to Pita and Meze.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following is applied for a 1-day amendment to their existing license, AHF Speedway Holdings LLC, doing business as the Charles River Speedway, located at 1420 to 1440 Soldiers Field Road in Brighton, has applied for an amendment to extend the license into the annex for a 40th birthday party on February 8th from 6 to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
The board has before them a list of applications for special 1-day alcoholic beverage licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And there's one item for a vote on old and new business. The board has received correspondence from Sip Wine Bar and Kitchen, Inc., located at 571 to 581 Washington Street, requesting approval to increase the capacity from 163 to 211. This is the result of a previous alteration of premise, and they did not receive updated certificates for several years.
Vote to approve.
I do as well.
Thank you all. Those are all the items before the board this morning. That will conclude this hearing. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.